What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're going to do part 2 of performance on our Turbo S build. So today what we're going to do is we are going to install the A&A clutch kit. Paired with that, we have a performance helix, which is 1031 coated helix. We are doing the snap ring delete kit, which we've gone over a bunch of time in other videos. There's a whole video on the snap ring delete kit, so I'm not going to go too far into detail on this. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on the clutch kit because we've gone over it a bunch of times. So weight setup for our car, we will be running E85 on a stock turbo. So with the paddles and everything, we're a little over paddled, which we'll touch base on another video. We are going to be running a 4-2-1 weight setup, 4 being closest to the pin. We'll be running the normal springs that we run, which is a blue and a purple. We have another spring here that'll be for later mods and other stuff that we'll talk about in another video. I just want to recap on the car right now too. We have ARP head studs. We have A&A custom tunes, which is level 3 and level 6. So we have a 91 tune and an E85 tune. Because of, again, the paddles that we have, we will be running the level 6 tune, which is the 85 tune. And we have the wastegate mod done. And we're going to get ready to do the clutching like I was talking about. We also have a Dyno Jet or Trinity Racing charge tube, and we will be installing the intake tube today, which is also known as the J tube from Dyno Jet or Trinity Racing as well. That was on back order when we did the rest of the stuff, so it did come in. We are going to get that installed today as well. Getting very close to getting this car finished. As you can tell, it's quite torn apart, but trust me, it's getting very close to being finished. We are supposed to make a trip to Idaho a little more than a week from now, so we are thrashing pretty hard to get this car done. Let's just get to it. I'm just going to do a little time lapse of us doing the clutch and touch base on it when we're done. Okay, so we have the weights with the proper magnet setup put into the primary. We have the new spring put into the primary. All this torqued back up. We're going to get ready to do the secondary. Before I did that, I went ahead and set up our shim stack for the secondary bolt. So we have the washer that comes with the A&A kit. We have the 2 thick washers here that come with the A&A kit. And we have the factory one that has the hole in it that you can see right there. So all in all, this is what our shim stack looks like. This is a good base set right here. This is what I start with on every car, and this is what the A&A instructions is going to tell you to start with every car. And based off of certain parameters that you're going to see with the secondary clutch spinning or not spinning, you may have to adjust this shim stack. So I always start with this, and we'll see what that does. For reference, this is the factory little spacer shim that comes with all the Turbo S stuff now. And these are the 2 thinner washers that we aren't using right now. We could end up using, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and get the spring and the helix out of here, get those swapped over, and get this back together. Alright, so we got our secondary put together with our performance helix. We opted for the green secondary spring, which is kind of similar to doing a high load helix. It's kind of your happy medium, or your in between doing a high load and a performance helix. Again, we're doing that because we are going to be running a pretty aggressive paddle for a stock turbo on the 85, but I'll get into details about that when we talk about the paddle setup on the car. But for right now, this is what we're going to run. Again, it's a Performance Helix 1031 and a green spring on the secondary. And we're going to do that for this trip. And we'll probably go back to the purple spring once we do our other modifications that we're going to do to this car. That will help complement the paddles that we're running on this car. So I'm going to get this installed, and we'll be pretty close to being done with this. So we got the R2C high performance air filter installed, and as you can see, we got the Dynojet J pipe or intake tube installed. We already had the charge pipe installed. We're getting ready to do the pre-gap spark plugs from AfterMarket Assassins, which are available on the website. And any guy or any person that has a tuned turbo car should have this. I'll look here. Clutch is all done. Torque down. Belts in. Tons of A&A goodies here. I'm gonna get these spark plugs installed. I'm gonna get the wastegate adjusted, and we'll be done. Alright, so I decided to throw one little extra thing in here while we have it apart. We're not a dealer for them, and it wasn't sponsored or anything. It's just something I know that works on these cars and is an issue on these cars. So I went ahead and ordered it. It's this company called ZRP. They're in Utah. I ordered their clutch cover, which most people are going to think like the plastic cover that goes around the clutches. No. This is for the primary. These cars are notorious for the front bearing on the clutch cover to somehow spin out or push outwards because they're not enclosed in the cover from factory. So some of these cars, the bearing just starts to come outwards, or they spin in there and it causes all sorts of damage. So right here, as you can see, like you can just see the bearing right here. There's nothing holding the bearing in on the inner or the outer side. So what happens is this bushing or the bearing in here starts to push out of the cover. So this is a clutch cover. This is what I'm talking about right here. So common issue on pretty much all the turbo cars, Turbo S, regular turbos, stuff like that. I've never had an issue with it, but I know it is an issue and others have had the issue and I've seen it. So on this build, I went ahead and did the ZRP cover. And as you can see right here, it's going to be hard to tell, but there's an actual lip. There's a lip right here that holds this bearing in this cover, so the bearing cannot come or push out that direction. It's actually a nice little lightweight piece too. They make another one that's even more lightweight, and it has all the towers connected together. This is stronger, mainly because of what it's made out of and the way they have all the towers reinforced compared to just being big open windows. And surprisingly, this is still pretty light, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on. Okay, so while I have this off, you can kind of see a little better here how this bearing is just pretty much pressed in to the front cover of the primary on these cars, or any of these turbo cars. So like I said, they have an issue with this bearing sliding outwards on the shaft, which creates all sorts of issues. So here's the factory one, and we got the ZRP one installed. And you can see a nice lip here that retains, or helps retain, that bearing bushing material in this front cover. Plus, let's be honest, it does look pretty nice. Alright guys, that's going to finish up this round of performance mods, and this is pretty much going to be it. I don't plan on doing anything else until we do our next big upgrade, which you guys will have to wait and see what we do on that, but I don't think you guys will be disappointed on it, and I'm actually very excited, and yeah, you're just going to have to wait and see. So I want to say thank you again for watching the videos. It's very nice seeing the views pop up and seeing how many people are enjoying this content. It helps keep me motivated to keep pushing these builds and keep pushing these products and everything. And if it wasn't for you guys, it would be very difficult for me to stay motivated and keep doing this stuff and trying to help other companies out and push their products. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers, so if you guys could help us out and get us to 1,000 followers, we'd greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you to Mike at A&A, as always, Josh over at Trinity Racing, and everyone else that's helped out on this car. Everyone's been absolutely very generous on helping with this car. Tim over at SDR as well, Armando over at Pacific Powder Coating. Everyone's been great. So thank you guys all for the help. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys soon on the next round of stuff, and I think you guys are gonna like it.